This is Thailand. Thailand is fast-paced in speed. You can't drive the bus here. You're a passenger, a participant. Thailand operates on a rhythm that you cannot conduct. Most people pack their bags to move to Thailand thinking about everything they're going to gain. The $2 pad thai, the sun, the lower rent, the pool villa. But here's the truth. To actually survive here long term, it's not about what you add to your life, it's about what you kill inside yourself. I had to quit one specific thing. It wasn't the pasta, it wasn't speaking with my hands. Yeah, I still do that. I had to quit my addiction to control. You see, I lived in Italy for 21 years. I thought I was an expert at living abroad. I thought, hey, I can handle Italian bureaucracy, I can handle anything. Therefore, Thailand humbled me in about 3 weeks. If you don't quit that Western ego inside your head that says, this isn't efficient, Thailand won't be paradise for you. It'll be a 24/7 battle against a culture that doesn't care about your logic. Oh, and in a minute, I'll explain how simple air conditioning repair turned into what was nearly a mental breakdown for my friend Nick, and how a simple Thai phrase saved him. But first, I want to dive into this manager mindset. Come with me. Let's kill this, but it doesn't make sense argument. In the West, and definitely in Italy, there's a right way for the system to work. A leads to B, which leads to C. But in Thailand, A might lead to Q, or it might lead to lunch. But if you spend your day arguing why a rule exists, you've already lost. Therefore, you have to change your tactics. Yeah, in Florence, I would argue with the clerk for 20 minutes because I thought I was right. I would pull out my papers, they would pull out their papers, we would both hand gesture, and it would go on like that, and we'd find a solution. In Thailand, if I do that, I lose face, they lose face, nothing happens. So now, I smile, I say kapun krap, and I find another door to walk through. Now I want to share with you this story of this skinny black and white cat that lives in the parking garage that's in the first 6 floors of our condo building. Usually I find her on the first or second floor roaming around, and I've started feeding her. I named her Mimi. She looks like she needs some love in this big world. Twice a day I'll go down there and feed her, but one day I go down there after leaving the bowls that I used to feed her. They're missing. I spoke with a security guard and he was upset. Some residents were upset because they complained that the cat was climbing up on the cars, leaving paw prints, and worse yet, pooping on their car. I didn't believe this. Old Gregor would have argued, Mimi's a saint, leave her alone, let me feed her. New Gregor just nodded and said, okay. The solution? Ninja feeding mode. Had I argued, show me proof she's pooping on the cars, they would have doubled down and the situation would have escalated. So now, I just find another door to walk through. Feed her stealth-like, quietly when no one's around. Everyone wins. Mimi eats, I stay calm. You know, look, trying to apply your Western logic to Thai rules, it's like trying to play chess with a pigeon. He's just gonna knock over the pieces and strut around like he won anyway. Do me a quick favor, click the like button, the thumbs up button down below. That way it helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, there's a QR code here on the screen. You can scan that with your phone or click the subscribe button down below. That way you're not gonna miss out on any of my upcoming videos, and you're helping me grow the channel, and you're supporting Mimi the cat as well. Kapun krap. Okay, now let's go from manager to participant. Yeah, this leads me to talk about the second death you have to die, the death of a manager. Look, we all want to manage our lives, the timeline, the workers, the delivery guy. But Thailand operates on a rhythm that you cannot conduct. Do you remember earlier I mentioned that story of the air conditioning and Nick's near mental breakdown? Well, Nick was trying to manager his way through Thailand. His air conditioner was broken or was having issues because it's an old unit. He'd been trying for months to get it replaced or repaired, and doing that in the negotiations with his new contract, going back and forth with the agent who was going back and forth with the owner of his condo apartment. This process was kept going on and on. He was giving me updates, and finally they were at a point where it was going to get fixed, and he was just scheduling which day it was happening. He was down in a coffee shop writing emails, and the agent was saying, well, would this week work? And he was saying, no, look, I just had an injury with my leg. How about next week? And they were sorting it out. He finishes coffee in the coffee shop, heads home, opens the door, finds 7 workers in his condo room. 2 are up on a ladder, disinstalling his old unit. 5 of them are on the floor, taking a break. Rightly, he explodes. Who let you guys in here? What's going on? He wrote in Google Translate, I'm not mad at you guys, I'm just upset at whoever initiated this process. Everything is delayed because there's confusion. He explodes and nothing happens. The air conditioner doesn't get fixed for another 2 weeks. Nick was trying to manage the process. He wanted efficiency. Therefore, he created chaos. Later, we laughed about it and said, T-I-T, this is Thailand. The lesson, you can't drive the bus here. You're a passenger, a participant. You're taking a ride on a roller coaster. You can't steer the roller coaster. You just hold on and try not to scream too loud. If you want everything done at 2 p.m. because that's what we agreed upon, well, you're better off staying in Zurich or Connecticut. You'll be happier there. Later on, Nick and I laughed about the whole situation. The air conditioner was eventually sorted out. New units work so efficiency. We met up at Thanksgiving dinner at this beautiful buffet at a hotel's buffet restaurant and drank some sangria and just put the whole situation behind us. I have my own story for you here. Where am I? This is one of Bangkok's coolest parks. This is the biggest, maybe the biggest. It's Central Park, Benjikiti Park. Huge lake over this way you can run around. Old tobacco farms over here, they converted into multi-use paddle ball course, tennis ball course, there's a skate park, all sorts of things, and a huge running track you can make your way around on as well around here. I run here almost every day. It's one of the reasons I live in this area nearby Prong Pong. I have my own story, kind of like Nick. It involves microwave because I was trying to get my old microwave replaced inside my condo unit. Just a couple of weeks, I'd written the agent, they'd spoken with the owner, and they said, yeah, we'll look into it. And I'd kind of forgotten about the issue until one day I come home, I check at the juristic management office to see if I have some packages, and I go in there and they say, oh, they're upstairs. I say, who's upstairs? And they reply back, microwave. Microwave? And then I remember that email I sent to my owner a few weeks prior. I go upstairs and right outside of my door, almost ready to go into my condo unit on their own, were 4 workers with a microwave, workers for the condo building, the juristic workers. And yeah, I let them in, zoop, 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 like an F1 Formula One pit crew, old microwave out, new one in a matter of 2 minutes. It's just efficiency, but efficiency when you don't expect it. I love it. My Thai friend Om says to me that this probably happened, and it probably happened to Nick as well, because we're not Thai and we can't communicate perfectly in Thai. Had we been able to, it would have been a clear situation. Who knows? Just remember TIT, tit. This is Thailand. Expect the unexpected. Let's talk about the death of the busy badge. This is one of the hardest ones, and it affects me as well. In the West, we wear our busyness like a badge of honor. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so important. But Thailand is fast-paced in speed. Malls packed. Motorbikes zoom. But the people are calm.
Hasip? Okay.
It's a culture of grace. Therefore, I had to quit that feeling of needing to be productive every second, every minute of the day, just because the Wi-Fi is fast and the Grab Uber delivery is efficient. I had to learn to flow instead of push. In my Thai school language classes, yes, I'm going to class twice a week, 2 hours a day. I have a new teacher now, Kru Tung, and she taught me the word Jung, which means busy. So now I have this phrase, Pom Jung, Tang Wan, Tuk Wan. I'm busy all day, every day. I just need to let this mentality go. In Italy, I would drive and be aggressive, honk and yell. I could only imagine if I did that here, others would look at me. Well, the police would probably arrest me and haul me off and deport me. Here, you have to drive with sabai sabai. I'm still working on this, trying to get rid of my Western hustle. If I honk or if I push or if I yell, I'm the weirdo. I'm the problem. We all come here wanting that sabai sabai, take it easy lifestyle, but you can't have that if you're checking your email every 30 seconds and you're freaking out because the barista there at the coffee shop, and oh, they got some great coffee shops here in Thailand, better than Italy. If you're freaking out because the barista there at the coffee shop took more than 4 minutes to deliver your latte. Being busy in Thailand doesn't make you look important, it just makes you look like you forgot how to enjoy the sunshine that you came here to see. You saved up all that money, all those years of working to relocate to live here in the land of smiles. Drop down in the comments. Where are you thinking about relocating? If it's in Thailand or Southeast Asia, let me know. If it's in Thailand, let me know. Are you thinking Chiang Mai, the mountains up in the north, Chiang Rai? Or down in the south, Phuket, Koh Samui, or perhaps one of the other smaller islands? Or maybe here in the Big Mango, Bangkok? Let me know. Drop down in the comments. And listen, it's not just the mango sticky rice, it's the lack of friction. It's because I stopped fighting the current. But giving up control comes at a cost. There are trade-offs to this life that no one puts in the brochure. Yes, life is lighter here, but there are hidden leaks in your patience, in your wallet, that can ruin you if you aren't ready for them. Yeah, I've seen people pack their bags after 1 year of living here and head back home. So watch this video. Living in Thailand, the trade-offs nobody tells you. It's all the fine print. I didn't move to Thailand to find a cheaper life. I moved to find a lighter one. But you need to know the cost. See you there.